Dana Perino has long been a familiar presence on American television, her poised demeanor and articulate commentary making her a standout in the world of political media. But while many know her from her time at the White House briefing room under President George W. Bush, there's an entirely different side to her that's rarely discussed. A detail so unexpected, it might just change how you see her. Let's just say, when it comes to presence, Dana's stature has nothing to do with height. She was born Dana Marie Perino on May 9, 1972, in Evanston, Wyoming, into a tight-knit family with deep Italian roots. Her great-grandparents had immigrated from Italy in search of a better life, planting seeds of resilience that would eventually bloom in Dana. Her love for politics didn't appear out of thin air, it was cultivated at the dinner table. In a 2017 conversation with Business Insider, she described how her father made her read the Rocky Mountain News and Denver Post before he returned from work every day. And when he did, the two would sit down and unpack the news stories like seasoned pundits. That daily tradition didn't just build her knowledge, it built her voice. Long before she was taking questions from the press corps, young Dana was learning to form opinions and defend them. At a time when most kids were glued to cartoons, Dana was racing home to watch Meet the Press. Imagine being the only third grader with a passion for political discourse. That's not just rare, it's extraordinary. Dana attended Ponderosa High School in Denver, where she blended seamlessly into the local culture. By the time she enrolled at Colorado State University Pueblo, she already had her eye on a bigger picture. Majoring in mass communications while minoring in political science and Spanish, she balanced classes with gigs at campus radio and TV stations. Even as a student, she was relentless, juggling the forensics team, internships, and broadcast work like someone racing against the clock. Her next stop? A master's in public affairs at the University of Illinois Springfield, where her access to lawmakers and journalists became a career accelerator. But the path to the White House wasn't a straight line. In fact, Dana never imagined she'd land there. Early on, she pictured herself reporting local stories from the heartland, not briefing the national press. But something shifted. During her time in local news, she became acutely aware of what she saw as subtle but persistent biases in the media. "I never really thought of myself as politically rigid," she explained, "but I kept hearing things that felt unfair to conservatives." That discomfort didn't make her bitter. It made her ambitious. Yet the grind of local journalism wore her down. The long hours, the paltry pay, and the male-dominated environment all pointed toward a ceiling that didn't seem to budge. And then came the moment that cracked everything open. Assigned to interview a grieving mother at a courthouse, Dana found herself circling the woman, microphone in hand, but unable to cross the invisible line. In the end, she walked away from the story. And the job. "I just couldn't do it," she admitted. Instead, she returned home, called her dad, and retreated to her parents' basement, working tables while searching for a new path forward. That pause was short-lived. Connections forged during her graduate studies began to bear fruit. She worked with WCIA in Springfield, answering phones and pitching stories, before a door finally opened wide. Her first serious break came as a staff assistant to Congressman Scott McInnis, where she quickly earned a reputation for her discipline and calm under pressure. But it was her previous role as press secretary for Representative Dan Schaefer that laid the groundwork. When Schaefer retired, Dana relocated to the UK for a fresh perspective. But Washington wasn't done with her yet. By 2001, she was back in D.C., this time as a spokesperson for the Department of Justice. It was a critical time, just months before September 11th would alter the political landscape forever. Dana's steady voice and sharp judgment made her indispensable in the storm of post-attack briefings and media scrutiny. It's remarkable to look at her journey. A small-town girl who once watched political shows instead of cartoons, now standing behind the White House podium. But beneath the surface, her story is one of principle. She refused to compromise her values, even when it cost her jobs. She turned away from sensationalism, from violating others' pain, and chose a different way. That decision, born from empathy and strength, would shape everything that followed. Dana Perino didn't storm into the spotlight. She built her path brick by brick, anchored by family, guided by discipline, and propelled by a quiet force few could see coming. In a world where shortcuts and spectacle often steal the stage, her story reminds us that integrity still has a place in power. And just when you think you know everything about her, there's more. Her next leap in the world of television and political commentary didn't just solidify her fame, it reinvented it. Stay with us, because the story that's about to unfold will take you deeper into Dana's unexpected transformation, personal challenges, and a luxury lifestyle that might just leave you speechless. Dana Perino's career momentum soared quickly after joining the White House staff as the Associate Director of Communications for the Council on Environmental Quality. But her ascent to national prominence was tied to moments of intense challenge and unexpected opportunity. Following the tragic events of September 11th, she was recruited by Andy Card, the White House Chief of Staff, to take on a crucial communications role within the council. Those turbulent days shaped her resilience and resolve. Just 3 years later, when President George W. Bush's press secretary, Tony Snow, stepped down to focus on his health, Perino was tapped as the deputy press secretary, stepping into the spotlight from March 2005 to April 2007. When it became clear Snow could no longer fulfill his duties, Bush officially appointed Perino as his press secretary, a role she held until his presidency ended in January 2009. Though she accomplished so much during her time in the White House, Dana Perino is often remembered for a moment that caught everyone by surprise, an incident that left a lasting impression on her career and public image. During a press conference in Baghdad in December 2008, a journalist threw shoes at President Bush in protest. While the president skillfully avoided the flying objects, Perino was not so lucky and was struck during the ensuing chaos, suffering an injury caused by a microphone stand as people scrambled to apprehend the protester. This unforgettable episode, dramatic and chaotic, became a defining moment in her time in office. After Bush's presidency wrapped up, Perino shifted gears, making her mark in the world of political commentary. She joined Fox News as a commentator and co-hosted the popular talk show The Five. Before the end of 2009, she received a nomination from President Barack Obama to serve on the Broadcasting Board of Governors, a government agency dedicated to overseeing international broadcasting efforts. It was a notable recognition that underscored her growing influence beyond just American politics. Her versatility didn't stop there. In 2012, Perino appeared on an episode of Jeopardy during the show's Power Players Week, showcasing yet another side of her personality. That same year, she began teaching political communications part-time at George Washington University, a role she embraced while continuing to expand her presence in media. The following year, she took on the role of editorial director at Crown Publishing Group, a Random House subsidiary, proving she could navigate the worlds of politics, media, and publishing with equal skill. By 2016, Dana Perino was ready to launch a new project, a podcast titled Perino and Steiwalt, co-hosted with political analyst Chris Steiwalt. The show quickly became a favorite for many listeners, offering sharp insights and timely commentary on the political landscape. The podcast gained even more attention after Steiwalt was let go following the 2020 presidential election, putting Perino's voice front and center. She also stepped in as a guest host for Fox News late-night talk show, Goodfeld, originally hosted by Greg Goodfeld. She carried that torch until 2023, when she debuted her own podcast, Perino on Politics, under Fox News Radio, gearing up for the high-stakes 2024 election season. During the busy final months of 2023, Perino's influence only grew. She was appointed moderator for the second GOP presidential primary debate aired on Fox Business. Alongside co-moderators Stuart Varney and Elia Calderon, she asked a question that caught everyone off guard. She challenged candidates to vote one of their rivals off the stage. Chris Christie took the bait, but declined to reveal his pick. Meanwhile, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis dismissed the question as disrespectful, a view echoed by other candidates. This moment perfectly captured Perino's skill at steering high-pressure political conversations with a mix of respect and boldness. Away from the spotlight, Perino's personal life has been quietly steady. She met her future husband, Peter McMahon, in August 1997, and they married a year later. The couple has remained close ever since. Although they never had children, Perino has shared her life with beloved pets, including Jasper, a Vizsla who passed away in 2021. She fondly spoke on Fox News about welcoming a new Vizsla named Percy, showing her softer side away from the political arena. Not many are aware that Dana Perino is also an author. Her book, And the Good News Is, published in April 2016, offers readers a glimpse into the lessons she learned while navigating the White House and the challenges she faced. As a woman in a demanding industry, she stresses the importance of building genuine connections early on. Long before social media became a fixture in everyday life, Perino made it a point to maintain relationships by sending postcards and reaching out during holidays, not just to network, but because she valued those bonds sincerely. Those connections proved invaluable during critical moments. After September 11th, she reached out to a close friend at the Justice Department who worked under then Attorney General Ashcroft, a move that highlights how much her relationships shaped her path. It's a reminder that behind every public figure's polished image lies a network of support, carefully cultivated and deeply cherished. Dana Perino's journey from a young woman reading newspapers with her father to a central figure in the White House and media world is a testament to perseverance and authenticity. Her story continues to evolve, with new chapters unfolding as she stays at the crossroads of politics, media, and public discourse. Every step she's taken reveals a side of the industry many never get to see. A side filled with unexpected challenges, sharp turns, and moments that demand courage and grace. As her story unfolds, one thing is clear. Dana Perino's voice will remain a powerful force for years to come. Back when the Justice Department was the only agency handling national security, long before the Department of Homeland Security existed, Dana Perino's life was about to change dramatically. After a few days of silence, a close friend reached out with an unexpected offer: move to Washington, D.C., and join the White House team as a government spokesperson. It was a daunting opportunity, one that tested her resolve from the very first day. Dana Perino is often remembered for her steadfast dedication as the White House press secretary during the Bush administration. But behind that polished image was someone who nearly walked away before even starting. From the moment she returned to D.C., Perino was thrust into the eye of the storm, handling every terrorism-related briefing and crisis. The job was exhausting, to say the least, and she famously quit on her first day, overwhelmed by the sheer weight of responsibility. Yet something kept her rooted, perhaps a deep sense of duty or a quiet determination. Chief of Staff Josh Bolten made it clear that the president expected those who could endure the grueling pace to stay the course and sprint to the finish. Despite her doubts, Perino pushed through and remained a vital part of the administration until its final days. Her commitment was remarkable, but she later admitted that in all those long hours, she neglected her health and missed precious moments with her husband. She was a deputy working for 2.5 years straight under enormous pressure, always on the edge of exhaustion. Right before officially stepping into the press secretary role, Perino seriously considered stepping away. But a timely phone call from Ed Gillespie, the communications director, changed everything. Gillespie revealed that President Bush personally wanted her for the position. Years later, when Perino published her memoirs, it was the first time Gillespie learned about her near resignation. Luckily, fate had other plans, and Perino managed to lead the White House press corps with distinction until the administration's end. Beyond her professional achievements and undeniable charm, one of the more surprising things fans discovered about Dana Perino was her stature. Despite her big-screen presence and commanding voice, she stands just 5 feet tall, much shorter than many expected. This contrast came to light when a photo of her alongside the current White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, circulated online. Jean-Pierre, already making waves as the youngest person ever to hold the post at 27, stands a bit taller, about 5 feet 4 inches, but next to Perino, she looked like a giant. Both women are impressive in their own rights. Perino left an indelible mark during Bush's years, while Jean-Pierre is already proving her mettle in a turbulent political climate. There's no denying that working in Trump's administration was a tough gig, but Jean-Pierre's candid, no-nonsense style has earned her respect. Perino recently shared with the Daily Mail how one of Jean-Pierre's greatest strengths is her close relationship with Trump, a connection many lacked. Perino, ever the insider, stressed the importance of building strong networks in politics, where everyone seems to know everyone. She foresees Jean-Pierre's bond with the former president serving her well in navigating the White House's often choppy waters. Now let's turn to a detailed glimpse of Perino's financial world and luxurious lifestyle, one few get to see behind the public facade. Over the years, she has accumulated an impressive collection of luxury cars, including sleek models like the Tesla Model S and a classic Mercedes-Benz convertible, reflecting her blend of modernity and timeless elegance. On her wrist, she favors high-end timepieces such as a Rolex Datejust and a Cartier tank, symbolizing her appreciation for craftsmanship and tradition. Her real estate portfolio is just as notable, with a chic townhouse in Washington, D.C., and a serene vacation home nestled in the hills of California. Perino's access to private jets, occasionally chartered for swift, discreet travel, underlines her need for efficiency in a demanding career. Beyond personal luxury, she has ventured into smart business collaborations, investing in media startups and boutique communication firms. These strategic moves highlight her forward-thinking mindset and diversified income streams. Insurance has always played a key role in protecting Perino's assets and health, with comprehensive policies safeguarding her career longevity and lifestyle. From health insurance tailored to high-stress professions to valuable asset coverage for her luxury possessions, she's ensured her financial security across the board. Her journey teaches us critical financial lessons: resilience through uncertainty, the value of strong personal branding, and investing wisely in both career and assets. Perino's balance of frugality with moments of indulgence and her clear vision for growth provide a roadmap for anyone aiming to turn passion into lasting prosperity. From her early days as a struggling aide to becoming a White House staple and media personality, Dana Perino's story reminds us that determination, smart decisions, and self-care are the cornerstones of true success. So there you have it, Dana Perino's incredible journey from a hesitant rookie to one of the most respected voices in the White House. We saw how she tackled impossible workloads, navigated political storms, and still found time to stay grounded and healthy. Plus, we got a peek at her luxe lifestyle and smart financial moves that show success isn't just about fame, but also about savvy choices and resilience. If you enjoyed diving into this story, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment with your favorite Dana moment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on what's coming next. Trust me, we've got more jaw-dropping Hollywood tales headed your way. Remember, sometimes the biggest impact comes in the smallest packages, and Dana Perino is living proof of that.